On the 606th day of the war in Ukraine, the fighting was concentrated in these areas. On Kupyansk front, the Russian army continues the offensive operations towards the Ukrainian positions near Sinkivka, Ivanivka and Kislivka. During the past few days, the Russian command has engaged a large number of forces and armored units in attempts to make a decisive push on the eastern part of the front line, putting a massive pressure on the Ukrainian defenses in the village of Ivanivka. For the past few days, the Russian army has slowly advanced towards the west, attacking from their positions in Yahidne and Orlyanka, pushing west and reaching the outskirts of Ivanivka. To face the critical situation, the Ukrainian command made the strategic decision to deploy one of their elite units to this combat area, and it seems that so far this decision has brought positive results. Today, the Ukrainian special unit KRAKEN released a long video showing moments from the heavy ongoing battles on this front, and it looks like the introduction of this unit to the battlefield is causing a lot of problems to the Russian forces, halting their advance. Only on this small fraction of the 15-minute long video that the Ukrainian unit published today, we can see that the Ukrainian forces managed to damage and destroy no less than 11 tanks, 3 or 4 BMP infantry fighting vehicles, 3 trucks and 1 artillery system by using their FPV drones. The situation on this front remains difficult, but it looks like the Ukrainian forces are slowly regaining the momentum, and after inflicting heavy damage to the Russian forces, Ukrainians have started to push them back near Orlyanka. On the northern part of the front, battles are ongoing near Sinkivka. Russian forces launched another series of assaults north and northeast of Sinkivka, but so far Ukrainian forces remain in control of the village and occasionally attack Russians through the forests, hindering their advance by counterattacking on their right flank. In Zaporizhzhia front, heavy battles continue in the Robotyne sector. While in the western part of the front line, the situation has been calmer during the past few days, with only a few skirmishes taking place north of Kopani and southwest of Robotyne, the battles seem to have intensified on the eastern flank. As I have reported on my previous videos, a few days ago the Russian forces launched a series of counterattacks southeast of Novoprokopivka and west of Verbove. Initially, Russian forces had some success in both directions. Armored Russian units attacked and pushed the Ukrainian forces out of some tree-lined positions east of Novoprokopivka. However, yesterday the Ukrainian forces counterattacked and managed to stop the Russian advance, destroying a Russian BMD-2 infantry fighting vehicle during the battles. On the eastern flank, it seems that the Ukrainian forces have regained the initiative and are slowly pushing the Russian forces out of some positions west and northwest of Verbove. Both Ukrainian and Russian sources reported over an increased activity of the Ukrainian armored units in the areas between Robotyne and Verbove. Ukrainian tanks and infantry fighting vehicles are actively participating in recent operations near Verbove, helping their forces to push further east and capture other Russian positions in this direction. Judging by the latest geolocated footage, it seems that the Ukrainian artillery is very focused on shelling the areas north of Verbove, which indicates that Ukrainian forces might be aiming to push further east and reach the road that connects Novofedorivka and Verbove. Looking at the topographic map, it seems that the Ukrainian forces not only want to cut off one of the main supply lines of the Russian forces in Verbove, but they also want to secure the heights north of this town, which would allow them to establish full fire control over the Russian positions in Verbove, Novofedorivka and Pavlivske. Friends, if you like my daily updates, I kindly ask you to hit the like and subscribe buttons, as this will greatly help the channel to reach a wider audience. That's all for today's update. Thank you to my Patreon supporters and have a great day.